Hello, good morning. Today we're going to talk about skills and abilities and how can we speak about what we can and cannot do. First of all, what is a skill and what is an ability? We're going to see that a skill is a learned behavior, it's quantifiable and measurable, possible to teach, test and measure, and develop through training or experience. On the other hand, an ability is natural or innate. It's difficult to quantify or measure, difficult to teach, test, or measure, and of course acquired with formal instruction. So, all of us have skills and abilities, and it's important to be able to talk about them and also about the things that others can do and cannot do. First of all, let's learn a little bit of vocabulary that will be useful for talking about our skills and abilities. First, we have to play. For example, we're going to say, play an instrument. Here we have play the piano, play the violin, or play the guitar. Do you play an instrument? Another vocabulary that we're going to have related to play is going to be play sports. So, as we just saw, we can use play to refer to instruments, like when we mention play music, or in this case, play the cello. You can add many different instruments if you can play something like maybe an ukulele or something like that. But you can also use it with sports when you say play soccer or play tennis. You can say something like play basketball, play golf, and so on. So remember that you're going to be able to use play for both instruments and sports. Do you play any sports? Now, you're also going to use speak when you want to talk about a language that you're able to speak, a language that you know. For example, I speak Spanish, or we speak French. You can also use it with many different languages, like speak Italian, speak Arabic, speak Chinese, speak Japanese, speak Portuguese, speak Russian, and so on. Do you speak any other languages besides English and Spanish? We also have ride. For ride, we're going to have ride a horse, like in the first picture. We're going to have ride a motorcycle, like in the second picture. And we're also going to have ride a bike. Do you know how to ride any of these? Do you ride a horse, a motorcycle, or a bike? Think about it. But these are not the only skills and abilities that you can have. For example, there are more skills like sing, draw, paint, or dance. Look at the pictures. Do you know a famous singer? Maybe you can say that Shakira can sing. Same with draw or paint. Who is the famous painter that you know? And finally, dance. Do you like to dance? Are you good at dancing? Can you think of more skills and abilities? What are other things that you can do? Very good. So, now that we just saw this vocabulary related to skills and abilities, like sing, draw, dance, speak a language, play an instrument, play sports, ride a bike, we are going to see how can we use that vocabulary in context in order to describe those abilities that we have. For that, we're going to use can. Can is a modal verb that in this case it's going to be used to talk about abilities. You can use it for affirmative sentences or negative sentences. If you use it for affirmative sentences, you're going to use can. For example, I can help you. You can pick up an item at the store. He can make a payment online. She can exchange the item. It can save you time and money. You can speak English and French. They can pay their bill on the 5th. If you're going to use the negative form to speak about something that you cannot do, then you're going to use can't. That is a contraction for cannot. As example, we have, I can't connect to the internet. You can't use your phone here. He can't go to your wedding. She can't speak French. It can't be used underwater. We can't accept your offer, and they can't play soccer in the office. So, very easy to remember, you're going to use can when you're able to do something, but can't when you're not able to do something. As far as the structure, you're going to use subject plus modal can plus the base form of the verb and a complement. That's going to be what you need to do when creating affirmative statements. Remember that your sentence always has to begin with a subject. It can be a pronoun, I, you, he, she, we, they, or a name, Maria, Jose, Luis, etc. Look at examples. You, that's the subject, can, that's the modal for ability. You can play soccer really well. She can speak Portuguese fluently. Now, for negative statements, the structure is going to be the subject plus cannot, which is going to be contracted as can't, and the base form of the verb, plus a complement. As an example, we have, they cannot dance tango. And if we use the contraction, I can't draw cartoons. Okay. So let's look at the examples that we have right here. Let's talk about Catherine. What can Catherine do? Well, she can draw and she can play the piano. However, she can't sing and she can't cook very well. Now think about yourself. What can you do? What can't you do? Now, one more thing that we need to know about the modal can for abilities is going to be how to ask questions and how to answer those questions. When we are going to ask a question with can for ability, we are going to switch the order of the normal sentence. For example, can I use my phone here? If this was an affirmative sentence, we would have said, I can use my phone here. I can use my phone here. So when it becomes a question, we're going to switch the order of the subject and the modal can. In that case, it's going to be can at the beginning of this sentence. That means, can I use my phone here? Can you open the door, please? Can he work from home? Can she use Excel? Can it connect to Wi-Fi? Can we write on the board? Can they speak 2 languages? You see how we switch that order? If you take a look at examples, you're going to see that the modal can is always at the beginning, followed by the subject and then the verb in the base form and the complement. And how do we answer these questions? For the affirmative answers, we're going to use yes, subject can. Yes, I can. Yes, you can. Yes, he can. Yes, she can. Yes, it can. Yes, we can. And also yes, they can. If you're going to answer in a negative way, you're going to use no, subject, can't, always as a contraction. So you're going to say, no, I can't. No, you can't. No, he can't. No, she can't. No, it can't. No, we can't. And no, they can't. In this case, it's not possible to say, no, I cannot. It's better to use the contraction for this type of short answer that is negative. There you have the structure if you need it. So for the yes-no questions with can, remember, the modal can is going to be at the beginning, followed by the subject, the base form of the verb, and the complement. Don't forget the interrogation mark. Can you play the guitar? Can he draw animals? And for the short answer, yes, subject can for positive, and no, subject can't for negative. Yes, I can. No, he can't. Now think about yourself and answer. Can you cook? Can you drive? Can you draw? Can you play the violin? Or can you swim? Can you do any of these abilities? Do you have these skills? Can you do them or not? So, to finish, remember that can is a modal that we use to speak about abilities. We're going to use it with skills and abilities that we have, such as draw, paint, speak a language, play sports, etc. And finally, we're going to use both can and can't to describe the things that you can or cannot do. Thank you.